One of the major additions to Diablo 4 with Vessel of Hatred is the Kurast Undercity. As you progress through the campaign, you'll unlock this new activity that'll have you exploring underneath the old structures of long abandoned areas of Old Kurast. In order to make your way through this activity, you'll need to race the clock, increase your attunement for higher tier reward outputs, and slay bosses to claim such rewards. Here's everything you need to know about the Undercity. Various activities around Diablo 4, like nightmare dungeons, the infernal hordes, and tormented bosses, will begin to drop tributes. These tributes are an optional key that will augment the type of rewards you can receive when completing a run of the Undercity. The rewards range from masterworking materials, runes for rune world combos, and uber boss summoning materials. When you place a tribute into the brazier at the Undercity entrance in Kurast, you'll open up another optional reward slot called Bargains. Bargains will allow you to offer up and consume materials that you have for even more specific reward outcomes. For example, you can gamble 125 obols to make sure that any unique gear that drops in the Undercity run is only for the current class you're playing. Or you could spend veiled crystals to farm certain types of aspects if you're missing some or wish to expand your Codex of Power level. However, using this does not guarantee you'll obtain unique gear. After placing your tribute, selecting your bargain, and opening the portal up to the Undercity, you'll see various points of interest on the minimap, or the large map if you open it up. Let's break down what they are, what they do, and how they maximize your time in the Undercity. Blue flame icons are mini encounters that increase your attunement when you complete them. Attunement is the tier structure in the Undercity that will determine the quantity and quality of loot generation upon completing a run. Once you obtain Attunement Tier 4, you'll be ready to take on the boss, and there's no need to keep slaying enemies. Beacons are among the most common encounters in the Undercity. Upon interacting with one, a pack of monsters will spawn. Killing them will drop shards that increase your attunement rank. They also grant buffs, like temporary move speed when completing. At the end of some floors, to which there are 3 floors for each Undercity run, you'll come across a Grand Beacon. These work similar to normal beacons, but spawn many more waves of enemies and award even more attunement upon completion. These are vital to a successful run. Portal prankster goblins will not appear on the minimap until you get close enough to them. Upon killing these, you'll be met with a tooltip that informs you of an additional chest that will be available after finishing the run, as well as granting you a bunch of attunement. These goblins are a rare chance and don't spawn in every Undercity run. Orange hourglass icons do what you might think. They increase the time you have left in order to complete the Undercity. Keep your damage output in mind before engaging any of these encounters, as your time to kill might be lower than the time they return to you. For example, regular skull icons are elite monsters that are lesser afflicted. When you kill one, you'll usually get up to 8 seconds of time back. Another icon is a large skull with demonic horns. These can range from 23 to 30 seconds. Note that these greater afflicted elites also do not appear on the maps until you're within a certain range. If you're starting out in a new difficulty and your damage output is low, it might be best to avoid them if you can't kill them with at least the time you'd get back from killing them. Hourglass icons with the sword are clusters with an elite health bar that do not move and dish out AoE attacks. Killing one grants you around 10 seconds. Finally, hourglass symbols that are just hourglass symbols are low tier monster packs that can grant 1 or 2 seconds of time back. Once you've completed all floors or gotten as much attunement as you can before time runs out, it's time to take on the boss. Once you reach the boss floor, time is no longer a concern, and you can take all the time you need for the final push, and encounter with one of 3 new unique to the Undercity bosses. These bosses do have some mechanics that you'll need to navigate in order to survive. However, once you're highly spec'd, their mechanics can be bypassed by raw damage output. Longtooth begins the fight by surrounding the arena in a swirling poison cloud. Stepping into it means death. Stay in the middle during the whole engagement. After a certain damage threshold, Longtooth will jump into the poison cloud and let waves of enemies attack you. After some time, you'll see a telegraph pattern that spreads across the arena. These telegraphs will disappear soon after they reappear. You'll need to remember when they appeared, as that is the order and direction Longtooth will charge through the arena to push you into the cloud. Aaliyah will conjure waves of blood and shadow, indicated as red and light green visual effects. As the fight progresses, you'll have one of these damage types orbiting around your character. This belt orbiting you is an indication of which damage type you're immune to at the moment. So as the waves move around the arena, run through the wave that currently matches the swirling effect around you, and you'll pass right through it. Similarly, Aaliyah will cover the floor in sections with these 2 damage types and eventually release an unavoidable blast. That is, unless you're standing in a pool that matches the same orbiting belt. Yoche's main damage to watch out for is when the floor darkens and begins to rotate. There are 4 snake statues around the area. Standing behind any of these will allow you to avoid the blast and continue the fight. Note that each statue you stand behind will be destroyed after the boss does a telegraph charge attack, shrinking the available amount of cover you can take. Be sure to kill the boss before or just after they all run out. Once the boss is dead, the Chesty Vern will spawn and the run is over. The Undercity is a repeatable activity that you can run to your heart's content even if you don't have a tribute. And that's all you need to know for the new Kurast Undercity in Diablo 4. For more guides on Diablo 4's expansion, stay right here on IGN.